It finally happened, the thing that no one cared about and no one remembered, but it's something that still has everyone in shock, and that's that we have finally reached the inception of The Flash vanishing in a crisis according to the Flash TV show that came out almost 10 years ago. Now, if you're confused out of the wazoo as to what I'm talking about, let me break it down for you really quickly. So the Flash TV show aired for the first time on October 7th, 2014, and in the very first episode of the whole series, we get to meet Barry Allen, see him get his powers, and beat his very first big bad. However, at the end of that first episode, we were welcomed to Eber Thawne, aka the Reverse Flash, opening a digital newspaper that entails the Flash disappearing in a crisis. And the reason why this is important to him is because this specific moment would ensure that the Flash would be erased from existence, prove to Barry that he's the superior speedster, and be able to live in a timeline without the Flash. Now, this video isn't going to be me breaking down the show or whatever, but instead, this is more of a diaristic video, because the Flash TV show holds an extremely special place in my heart. Because back when I was a young buck, when I first saw this show, it wasn't the thing that introduced me to superheroes, but it was the thing that introduced me to DC Comics. Because the first superhero movie I ever saw was The Avengers, and the movie that got me into superheroes was The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And at the time, I thought all superheroes just lived under this thunderdome of awesomeness. I thought they all lived in the same universe, and I didn't know the difference between Marvel and DC. But when I watched The Flash, that got me into the character of the Flash. And naturally, when I looked more into the character, it introduced me to this entirely new world of DC Comics that I didn't even know was a thing, because I thought everyone lived in the same universe. But no, I learned about these new characters, these new stories, the culture, the rivalry, and as a result, my love for superheroes kind of cemented then and there. So I owe a lot to The Flash for my love for superheroes, my love for pop culture, and this YouTube channel as well. And the fact that we have reached this point in The Flash's legacy not only makes me feel old, but it also kind of shocks me, because at the time that date felt so far, yet here we are now. And part of me wishes that the show continued up until this exact point, but considering how much of a stinky dookie this show became after the second season, because these bubbleguppy chucklenuts over at CW wanted to make 23 episode seasons, I'm kind of happy it ended before this point. Now, in terms of whether or not I want Grant to return as the Flash, well, for his sake, I kind of don't want him to return, because I want him to do his own thing outside of the Flash, such as the Broadway musical that he's doing right now. But if he makes a return, I'm obviously not going to be mad. Like, that would be more exciting than if it was the last day of school. But overall, I'm still shocked that we got to this point. And even though the Flash got kind of stale, it will forever be one of the more impactful pieces of media I've ever consumed in my whole life. But yeah, that's it.